Let me ask, there's rumors going on that the CEO of XRP met with Trump, right? Ripple. I think there's a rumor. Rob, if you want to pull it up, if there's something like that, I thought I saw something. Did Ripple CEO meet with Trump? Critics remark fuel XRP surge and speculation. CEO Brad Garlinghouse remarks amid XRP surge and have fueled speculation Trump stock. So if Musk is in there, Musk, my view, I may be wrong. Musk is meme coins. Musk is Doge. Musk is crypto. Musk is Bitcoin. For the most part, he's open to the idea. He's not specific to one thing. The community with XRP right now and Ripple, has anything with your position with Ripple changed since the last time you and I were together?
Yeah, what I'd say today is it's clear we have a pro-crypto president. They're all in on crypto. They're all in on Bitcoin. They're progressive. They're all about freedom. And freedom means, the 20th century securities regime was you got to spend $40 million on compliance to bring a company public. But what if I only want to raise $4 million in capital? How does it make sense that I got to spend $40 million on insurance in order to take a $4 million risk? So I think actually when we come January, depending upon who runs the SEC, I think you'll have a pro digital assets SEC, a pro digital assets Treasury, a pro digital assets White House, a pro digital House and Senate. Now, if you want the crypto industry to grow and prosper in the United States, you need a digital assets framework that is ethically sound, technically sound, economically sound. And that means this is a digital commodity, this is a digital security, this is a digital token, this is a digital currency, this is a digital NFT, this is a digital ABT, asset-backed token. If you define all those, and I did, by the way, in my keynote at Cantor Fitzgerald last Thursday, which has gone viral, I said, here is your digital asset classes. Now we need the regulators to give us that framework. Tell us how I issue, how I operate, how I own, how I trade. And if they do that well, I think actually we're going to see a massive explosion in digital assets in this country. There's no reason why half the equity on the NASDAQ can't start trading digitally. Why not Apple stock trade digitally 24/7, 365? Why not Katy Perry issue a Katy Perry token if she wants? Or how about Joe, or how about your company? PBD, why can't you actually go public and issue your own digital security or digital token? There ought to be an ethical way to do it. I think that the law ought to be simpler. It ought to be just don't lie, cheat, and steal, right? Like if we go back to this, right? If you believe in free markets, the free market view would be, I'm going to give people a way to do these things and just remind them, don't lie, cheat, and steal. I'm going to give them a practical legal framework. If you do that, I think there's 400,000 big companies that are private. There's 400 million companies. And I think the note that I made last week is 0.06% of the businesses in America are able to tap the capital markets. And so we have a crushing, over-regulated capital market regulatory regime that started in 1933. And I think that you need an alignment of the White House, the Senate, and the House to put in place a freedom, innovation-oriented digital economy. So I would say right now, I'm fairly bullish it'll happen. I think they want to do it. And I think that, I don't recommend any particular security or any particular investment other than Bitcoin. But I do think that it's better for the world if we have hundreds of thousands of digital assets created, launched. And I'd like to see the industry go from $1 trillion of digital assets to $500 trillion of digital assets that are tokenized.
Could there come a time where you're pro-Ripple and maybe even to the point that you recommend clients to it? Is there a possibility?
I'm Bitcoin only, 100%. Like the truth is, I wouldn't even recommend Apple stock. Like there's no security. I'm not going to recommend
0% chance.
Yeah, like I wouldn't recommend a security because there's a counterparty to a security. But the position is like if you came public and you had your own security or token or whatever you had, I wouldn't recommend you either, but it's not because I'm not in favor of your business. I just think that you have to stay in your lane, right? I'm not going to give you recommendations on diet or politics or any particular investment other than to say, I think Bitcoin is digital capital and it's a long-term store of value. And so having said it though, I'm very much in favor of digital. I would like to see digital currencies, digital tokens, digital NFTs, digital ABTs that are commercialized in an ethically sound, economically sound, technically sound fashion. I think that's reasonable.
For storing purposes, Bitcoin, but how about transaction when it comes down to, because the argument typically will be made for the transaction on how it is with Bitcoin.
I think that there's a massive opportunity for digital currencies, and that would be like stablecoins, Tether, Circle. If you look at how people want to transact in the world, they all want to move digital dollars at the speed of light. And the challenge is in the US, there is no regulatory regime for a company or a bank or anyone to issue that stable coin. And I mean, there's two issues they got to resolve. Like, how do I back it? Presumably with treasuries. And then how much freedom do I have with regard to the transference? That's an AML KYC issue. And I think that under a red administration, you probably get a lot more freedom. But ultimately, it's above my pay grade to decide that. I would just say that right now it's about $150 billion asset class. And it's very obvious the people have spoken. They want it. They need it. It's a humanitarian thing if you live in Venezuela or Cuba to have access to digital dollars. But I think that with a digital framework for digital currency that's endorsed by the administration, I think it goes from 150 to $1 trillion to $2 trillion to $10 trillion. And I actually think that would create $10 trillion of demand for U.S. sovereign debt. It would be good for the dollar. But I also think that would ripple through to China, to Russia, to South America, to Africa. The biggest geopolitical issue is our enemies and our friends may complain because nobody wants to use any currency other than the dollar. Look, no one wants to use the euro in Europe. They want to use the dollar in Europe. So you're going to actually have all sorts of politicians complaining to the State Department that our citizens are using the dollar. But if you want to spread the dollar to the world, you got to do it digitally. And I think it would be good for American values. And ultimately, it would be good for the world if we did support it.